Mick Foley, who walks to the ring with a purpose, finding himself in an out of retirement situation against someone who has been an ultimate opportunist in the rated R superstar Edge. Edge with that baseball bat in hand. You can see the eyes wide open of Edge, looking very vigilant, knowing this style of match is Mick Foley's style. This is right up Mick Foley's alley. It's hardcore. And who better to be in a hardcore match than the hardcore legend himself, Mick Foley, as Mick Foley props up Edge upside down on the turnbuckles. Edge is all caught up and nearly decapitating the rated R superstar. Oh, Edge with a big boot to Foley. And what a shot. And just like that, Edge turning things around. Edge, who has Lita in his corner. Lita now going into the ring looking for something. Lita. Oh! A sound of that. That cookie pan. And a second one. That pan is already bent in half. And there's another one. There's a bigger cookie tray. That baking tray. The sound of that could have burst the eardrums of Mick Foley, on top of some serious damage to the brain and to the skull, using that street sign for a baseball slide right into Mick Foley. And we knew this was going to be extreme. We knew things were going to get hardcore. But so soon, these two have really amped it up right off the bat. As Edge is already looking to end this with a spear early. And he nailed Mick Foley with a spear early on. But Edge may have done some damage to himself in the process. And the time it's taking for him to regroup could be a detriment to his game plan. And the flannel shirt comes off, and what we see is a flannel vest and the Cactus Jack. Does he have is that barbed wire wrapped around him? Is that barbed wire? That is barbed wire. Only Mick Foley. Edge. That was a brilliant plan by Mick Foley. He had it all scouted, knowing that Edge would go for a spear and Mick Foley would have a game plan. It'll slice. It can just destroy tendons. I don't know. Edge might be regretting this decision to want this hardcore match against the hardcore legend. Meanwhile, Edge is all tied up in the ropes. And he is completely defenseless now. Hardcore match with the hardcore legend. And now he's defenseless. It seems that Mick Foley might have found himself another toy, a barbed wire wrapped bat. And Edge completely defenseless. Oh. But there's Lita who comes into play, giving Edge some time to break free. But still, clotheslining Edge, everybody dumped to the outside onto the floor. And all three of the outside on the floor. Now going for the cover. There are falls counts anywhere in this hardcore match. This match could end absolutely anywhere. This match could end on the street. And a swinging neck breaker. And again, another cover. And with every cover that Mick Foley goes for on Edge, Edge has to exert energy to kick out. And Mick Foley's got that look in his eye, that twinkle of doom, that twinkle of chaos. That means he's got something sadistic in mind. When Mick Foley goes to that place, there's nothing he won't do to take his opponent down, but sometimes his momentum can get used against him, like right there. Edge able to shift the momentum of Mick Foley, sending him spine first into the side of the steel steps. With that hip toss, some variation of a hip toss. It was a last minute thing for Edge, so it wasn't the most beautiful hip toss, but very effective in making sure he didn't take any of the damage and made sure that Foley took all of it. And now Mick Foley getting sent right into the steel steps again. And Foley's body has taken a beating. And the knees of Foley, which have suffered the most out of his career, taking a bit more damage, being sent into those steel steps, knees first. And now Edge has a steel chair that he just put in the ring. Baseball slide. Kicking Foley out of the ring. And Edge, there's so many options in a hardcore match. You can use anything. And that can be good and bad because it can give you so much to think about and so much to plan, but it also gives you extra weapons to use to incapacitate your opponent to get the victory. But that's vice versa. The advantage, there's no advantage for, besides the fact that Mick Foley has competed in more hardcore matches than Edge. Mick Foley knows what it's like to get extreme. But these two have the same access to the same weapons. Mick Foley wisely rolling off the table, realizing he was in deep trouble. And here comes Edge on the attack of Mick Foley up the entranceway. Oh my God! The back of the head being driven into the steel. And Foley kicks at it too. That was absolutely devastating. Let's get another look at this as Mick Foley's head bouncing off the steel that connects the entrance ramp to the floor. And Mick Foley might have been safer staying on the table. Is that? It's all legal. Edge just got lighter fluid. Edge just got lighter fluid. Meanwhile, Mick Foley fighting back. I think Edge was planning to light Mick Foley on fire. Pile driver. Picture perfect. And the cover. And Edge just barely kicking out before the 3. It's all legal when it comes to this match. So for Edge to want to light Mick Foley on fire, you got to think there should be some limits, but at the same time, everything's legal. Mick Foley with that tray, that steel tray under Edge. Oh my God. Was looking for that concerto, but Lita got involved but was scared off before Mick Foley could hit her. Meanwhile, Edge looking for that DDT. And 2. And a 2 count there. Edge expressing his frustration, showing that he thought he had it won, but the frustration, you can't let it get to your head. That DDT right on the cookie tray. Meanwhile, Edge has Mick Foley's weapon of choice, that barbed wire wrapped bat to the midsection and to the back of Mick Foley. You know, when people say they want to get shredded, this isn't usually what they mean. Oh my God. He's grating Mick Foley's face like a cheese grater. Absolutely brutal. Showing no remorse. And a bulldog. A running bulldog, Mick Foley, right onto the bat. Mick Foley might not get the WrestleMania moment he was expecting, but still stays alive. Mick Foley has been really busted open. Edge could be wondering, what do I got to do to beat Mick Foley? What is it going to take to defeat somebody whose body can just take so much torment? Oh my, there's more tools? More weapons. There is a bag. I can only imagine what's inside the bag. Oh no. And thousands of thumbtacks. And Mick Foley about to be taken out, perhaps. You know, I thought Edge looked very tacky. And now he's got a few extra tacks inside of his body. Extreme acupuncture come to life here at WrestleMania. It's time for Mr. Sacco. Oh my God, no. And he's going to wrap barbed wire. A barbed wire Mr. Sacco right into the mouth of the rated R superstar. But Lita now getting it as she gets involved. Lita gets taken out. And Lita bleeding from the mouth. And now Foley with that barbed wire bat. And I finally swings for the fences. And he hits. And a shot to the midsection and a shot to the back. Oh, right to the skull. And now Edge has been busted open. We knew there was a chance this could be a bloodbath. I don't know if I'm speechless. Edge finding out what happens when you challenge Mick Foley to a hardcore match. He's going to make sure you experience what it means to go hardcore. Edge writhing in pain and agony as the barbed wire from that bat being grated across the face of the rated R superstar. Mick Foley. Mick Foley's got that bottle of lighter fluid now. Oh my God. What in the world is going on in that demented, chaotic mind of Mick Foley? I can only imagine. Oh! But Lita with a shot with that bat. And now Lita just squeezing a ton of lighter fluid on the table. Just drenching the table in lighter fluid. Oh my God. The table's just been set on fire. What's going to happen? Oh my God! Oh my... A spear right through Mick Foley, through that flaming table. I would say it smells like chicken at ringside, but that's probably the flesh. That's it. That's it. Thank God. I don't know if I could bear to watch anymore. Ooh, that was rough. The sickening smell of burning flesh here at ringside. Edge's body convulsing. These two may never be the same again. Edge has just been welcomed to what it's like to compete in a hardcore match with the hardcore legend, Mick Foley. Edge covered in blood. Much like Mick Foley, Edge has had his flesh burned. But Edge survived. You could say Edge beat Mick Foley, and that's what the history books will say. But from what I've witnessed here tonight, Edge survived. And what was the darndest thing I've ever seen? Let's get a look at the spear in slow motion through the flaming table. The human body is not supposed to be burned like that or experience contact with a giant fire like that. That's not normal. Okay? That is not normal. But these two were willing to risk it all. Edge willing to risk his own body to make sure that he walked out as the victor. And he stands with Lita victorious, but a changed and broken man. Thumbtacks, barbed wire. Foley gave it his all. I don't know how Mick Foley's standing, but a big ovation for Mick Foley. Mick Foley, what a WrestleMania moment. He may have not gotten the victory, but that was one of the darndest matches I have ever witnessed. I've never seen a man with as much heart as this man, the hardcore legend, Mick Foley.